Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome to The Return.
Josh, I want to give a round of applause to you today.
Oh, well, thank you.
Viewers, y'all may not know this, but I had the privilege of taking our son back and forth to school, down 77 South, back up 77 North to Akron, between Akron and, Cleveland. I've been doing it for almost a year now, right? And this morning, Josh took him to school. Let's go, baby. I got to sleep
See what we go through. I knew it was some shenanigans. So was that my first time taking him? So you mean every time I take him, I was due a round of applause?
What can I just ask?
What about for the lawn? What about when you flip the light switch on
that's called
and
deflecting.
the light come on?
Ryan, that's
what
called
about when you swipe your card at the grocery store and it's food? Do I get a round of applause for that? Okay.
Ryan, he's deflecting.
I digress.
Josh, what do you do to Izzy to where he doesn't even want you taking him to school in the morning? Are you not a morning person?
I'm not a morning person, but neither is he.
You used to get up at
So you are more lenient when it comes to our son. So his grumpiness, Ryan.
They're both
to
Gemini.
Maria, his grumpiness to her, she'll just say, you're just sleepy. My grumpiness will be like, what you say, boy? You going to walk to school? I don't care how long it is. I could take you back home and have your mama do it. We're not stopping at
when
McDonald's.
You were in high school, did you walk to school? Did you take the bus? What happened?
I took the bus until I could drive. And then I drove myself, yeah.
So we need a bus that go from North Royalton to
Hold on. Hey, Ryan, question.
Akron.
Yeah.
Would you wake up on your own? Would your mom have to wake you up? Like, what?
I would wake up on my own.
Oh.
I would wake up on my own, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ryan, he probably lying, though, Josh.
Why would I lie about that?
Why would you believe him?
I don't. Why
His
would
mom
he
would be
lie?
like, he's lying. He's not telling the truth, you guys. He just sounded good
so
on
his
TV.
Mom need to log on.
At what age did you start waking up and getting dressed, doing everything your own?
Sounds like somebody was
probably
right?
7th grade.
Oh, wow.
I mean, at that time, you should be able to do things by yourself.
I was that way as well.
Something's wrong with Izzy.
Yeah. Mother Bear needs to let Daddy Bear take over.
Kamora would, like 7th grade. I thought it was
Girls mature faster than boys.
So what age did you start getting up and?
I had no choice to get up. When everybody's getting up, I'm getting up too. I hear sound. I can't sleep through that. I had to get up and do my due diligence.
You basically are you down to my parenting.
No, I'm just saying the leniency breeds an unproductive citizen of society or a permanent house guest as a son.
No, ain't gonna be no permanent house guest. He's gonna have to get up out of here. Anyway, speaking of Akron didn't win.
Of course not.
We wished them well. You had Josh Cribbs, the KSU, GOAT phenom. He wished the Akron Zips well, and they ain't even win.
I did it with the sour face. I had no love for them. I mean, I wasn't hating on it. I was just like, hey, man.
Ryan,
y'all
you
go
catch the
ahead
game?
and do y'all
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, they got their butts whooped.
I said down by 30.
Yeah.
The entire game?
Pretty much,
yeah.
Hey.
They was getting beat real good.
on.
It wasn't. I think Kent State would have put up a better show.
Oh, I know you thought that.
No, well, Kent State performed greatly.
They didn't make it.
Kent State performed greatly in NIT. Now, I know it's not the NCAA tournament.
They still playing?
But they beat Stanford in the NIT in the first
NIT?
round.
What is this, another tournament?
That's everybody who didn't make it. Sometimes these leagues are pretty good.
League?
Teams are good. They get knocked out. And they thought they had high hopes.
But
and
at what
this
point?
Is an invitational
Okay, the students
tournament.
want to be students. They don't want to keep playing basketball all year round.
If you're a senior, junior, you trying to get those looks.
Oh, that's true.
Or you trying to hit that transfer portal.
Facts.
You want to get as much looks as possible. I know Kent State standout senior guard.
Is it like Stellers or something like that?
Sellinger.
Yeah, something.
34 points. I'm
Let's
mad
go.
I forgot his name, but he has the little lock that comes in front of his face.
And they might be
34 points. They beat Stanford, so it was a well beaten.
And I think they
like,
from
it wasn't
down by Columbus, maybe Worthington. Maybe he went to Thomas Worthington High School.
Pickerton.
No, he didn't go to Pickerton.
I think it said Pickerton.
Nah.
It said something on it. It said, hold on, I'm gonna go to the highlight.
I think he went to Worthington.
It said,
I went to school in Worthington.
So that's his name, Jayden Sellinger.
Okay.
34 points. And I think he went to Pickerton.
You think everybody went to Pickerton?
No, I'm not saying. I just think he did. I thought it was like a highlight on there.
Did you see how he did that? We were talking about the Akron Zips, and somehow we ended up talking about Kent State.
Because Kent State won. I don't want to talk about the zipper
They
rules.
didn't win. They didn't make it to the tournament, Josh. Like, come on.
I mean,
okay, speaking of
ahead.
basketball, though, did you see the video where the hold on, let me just let the viewers watch this right here, and then we're gonna talk about what y'all saw. Look at this. Y'all see the coach right there?
Oh.
Josh, he grabbed the player by her ponytail. Her teammate is defending her.
Is this real? Take this. Now, we told y'all we're going to be real teammates, not fake. Take the fake ponytail out.
No.
Okay.
We're not playing with that. Has a coach ever... Because sometimes when you like coaching a kid,
right,
you move them into position.
Right.
But to clearly he's angry.
Right. Definitely.
To pull,
that was a loss.
He's a man.
After a loss.
And you pulled her. Oh, they were losing?
Yeah.
You pull her by her ponytail. If he's acting like this, he's conducting himself like this in public, what is he doing to these girls off the court?
I'm going to be real.
When the cameras are not
correct. Now, he seemed like a baby boomer. He was an older coach, right? So it's different for baby boomers. They have to be taught and told, hey, we can't do it like that no more. So let me tell you this. When I was in junior high, our junior high basketball team was coached by a baby boomer. And what that meant was when he grew up and they did something bad in the classroom, they spanked the children with a paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wasn't calling the CPS. You wasn't calling home like, he hit me.
Yeah, I whooped him.
They had permission to spank you with a paddle. Mm-hmm. So when I was in junior high, we couldn't date, had girlfriends, or mess up in school, or we got hit with a paddle. And just to let you know, I didn't play on the basketball team no more.
Because you were sorry.
No, I was not sorry. I got hit with a paddle.
You was good at basketball?
I was great in basketball.
Who hit you with a paddle? Hold on.
The coach hit me with a paddle. I was like, nope.
Hold on, y'all. John, stop.
Take this off of me.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
You had a coach that was paddling people still?
Yeah, like it was a team thing. Like the team would go back there. He wouldn't just walk up to me like a surprise, like and hit you with a paddle. Like, boy, what you did? Never that.
And your parents knew this? Did the parents know? Because sometimes things go down.
It was a team thing, right? And it wasn't really about the paddle. It was just the fact that he had an old school method of coaching. And I just wasn't cool with it. I'm like, nah, man, no girls? What? This what we in a boarding school? Nah, man, I'm just wasn't cool with it. That's all.
This was high school?
Nah, junior high.
Oh, junior high school.
Yeah, junior high.
But see how you kind of, I asked you, did your parents know about this? And you kind of went silent because there's a lot of things that go on when you're being coached by, when you're being coached and you don't really come home and tell the parents. Right. I feel like if someone would have spoke up and been like, hey, this coach paddling us,
there were signs of that coach.
Now you see how I feel about Izzy, Ryan. I just take him to school. I wake him up. I do everything for him. Could you imagine him coming home telling me his coach tried to whoop him?
Was that high school or was that college?
I'm not sure what that clip was, to be honest.
It says high school. It says high school.
They look younger. So
they say he came out of retirement to coach.
Oh, it does say high school. You're right.
Oh, yeah. So he about to get put back in retirement.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
By somebody's father.
Well, you can't put.
That's if I saw
you go to jail, the father go to jail. I think you don't. He's a guy of a certain age. You just go over there like, hey man, he's gonna lose his job. I don't think every battle isn't.
Okay, Ryan, Josh,
you don't fight every battle.
You witnessed that. That's your child out there, right?
I think it was good that the mom go up there. Mama Bear would have, and the father would have been behind Mama Bear.
You want the mom to sucker punch the coach.
You heard what I said? The Mama Bear would have said the words.
Put yourself on the screen, please, Ryan. I got a question for you.
How older the guy was? The guy was older. So if it was
Ryan,
what happened?
If your kid, that's your child out there getting her ponytail pulled.
Right.
You're running the audience.
By a senior citizen.
Right.
What's your move?
Who came out of retirement.
What's your move?
It's not. I'm doing something. That's for sure.
You have to, Josh.
I mean, that's just unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Yes, with pause.
With pause?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, dude, if somebody's doing that to my daughter, pulling her hair, I mean, it's bad in the first place. So but when you factor in the gender, it's a grown man doing that to a young lady. Absolutely not. I'd be doing something.
Maybe I don't want to go to jail.
You can curse at my kid. But you can
to put pause on him, premeditate. You're going to jail. It's an older man. He falling down first. You won't even get to do nothing. They
should he go to jail? Should he go to jail?
Holding you back. So it's like, do I go to jail? Do I okay, if my daughter say, Dad, I need you to put pause on him. God damn, I'm going to jail. You gotta get me, because I don't know how.
The fact that Josh trying to send me to go fight the old man, like why do I get dragged into everything?
Because the old man ain't gonna touch you if Papa Bear's standing right behind you, right? Because he already lost his job. He just yanked her head a little bit. Now if he would have swung on her or something, I'm like, dang man, look. You gotta take a shot. I gotta get you. I'll be in the parking lot. But you know what, though? I ain't gonna let you leave. You ain't getting in your car.
Some people do.
I got it. You gotta stand there and take a punch. All right, just one punch because you touched my child. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know.
Viewers, what y'all think?
Let's walk over to the grass because you're gonna fall in the grass.
Cause say you fight him and then he has a heart attack. Now you really going to jail.
It's not gonna be.
It's not gonna be a fight.
I'm gonna let him know. Hey, you gotta take one. Huh? What do you mean?
Or maybe you can say apologize to my daughter.
Walk him to the grass.
Maybe.
I ain't apologize, ain't gonna do it. If my daughter say I gotta put hands on, I gotta put paws on them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take the hit.
That's
but
horrible.
like Brian said, it gotta be, I gotta know in advance. I can't just go up onto no senior citizen that did, even to my child, I gotta be like, man, I'm gonna catch a charge. Maria, go ahead and do your thing. I'll stand right here.
but hold on,
are supervise.
But are we too soft? Because in certain
could be.
Sometimes people want coaches to be like that. Like, nah, get on them.
You can't touch every child like that. My child probably would have defended herself.
Yeah.
If my child didn't turn around like, boy.
Because Kimora, our daughter came home. Our daughter came home. She was good at volleyball, right? Remember, she came home. She said the coach would like this, her forehead. Be smart, right? Because she is. I think she thought she was like tripping at one point. And she's very good player. I heard that
before.
And so she came home and told me.
How hard
and so I backed the coach up like, yeah, be smart. That wasn't smart. Like, but.
Yeah, she put.
And he was a man.
He put.
And he did go like this.
He put a paw on her. Yeah. Let's go back to the break because let's go to break because I need to tell her. I never heard this. So you let a child let somebody put their paw, their front paw.
Not your daughter. Okay, we be right back. Don't go anywhere. Josh mad now. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. We were just discussing the high school coach who pulled his player's ponytail. And Josh said he used to get paddled on the J.
I got paddled one time,
I've never heard this story in my life. I think he had
I let it go. It was something I didn't want to remember. I quit the team.
Josh, I knew my worth.
I quit the team. And I still played varsity.
He probably got paddled because he played horribly.
I was great. I was great in every sport I did.
Josh, except soccer. I have to admit, I've seen Josh.
And I was mediocre in tennis.
You played tennis?
Yes, we had a tennis court at our school. I play every sport.
Right, I've been married to this man for what? How long has it been?
Yeah, well, it got in the way of other sports. It got in the way of other sports. So I could only do, but I
played tennis, Josh.
Yeah, in youth.
So why we went to the tennis courts up there in Broadview Heights? You didn't know what you was doing.
What do you mean? You went up to the tennis court to skate. You skating.
We did skate, but I brought some tennis rackets too. You just said you never mentioned not ever playing tennis.
I was our children's age when I last played.
Okay, so speaking of basketball, is it Jayden Daniels?
Jayden
Daniels was sitting courtside. I think at one of these
quarterback of the Commanders. Yes,
the QB. Yeah, that was his first. He was a rookie year last year, right?
Yes.
So the QB of the Washington Commanders was at a basketball game, and he was sitting next to Juju. What's her last name?
Watkins.
Juju Watkins, who's a beast. He plays college basketball, and it's a video going viral where they're chatting it up, courtside, having a good old time. Then Mama Daniels comes and sits in between.
Yeah, she said she broke that up.
And everybody's speculating because Mama Daniels has a history of being overly, not overly, protective of her son when it comes to females. She said that's her number one fear. And I can understand. She don't want her son getting with a gold digger. But that's not what Juju Watkins is. She had. You know how they be like, I love her because she got her own.
Right.
She has her own.
She didn't say gold digger per se.
That's what she mean, though.
That's just another one on the list. Also, one.
Why would you not want your son to have a love life?
Also, one that she doesn't approve of because she is also his agent.
But you don't have to approve of his lover because they're not loving you. You can be cool with them, but ultimately, don't you want?
It sound right?
No, don't you want your son to find happiness? It don't necessarily have to be who you think is attractive or who you think you like their family or you don't like the way she speaks to me or she.
So Maria, if your son brings home the wrong one, you're not gonna tell her?
Why? How would I know?
You're not gonna tell him?
And who's he wrong for? Me? Or who's she wrong for? Me? I'm not.
Quick question.
I'm not dating them.
Our son is about to get drafted, and he's sitting there on the couch, on our couch.
Ryan over there laughing already,
with a young lady, and she in front of the camera, kissing him. Tonguing and when they trying to look at his
kissing and tonguing, what are you talking about?
Is she not understanding?
This is a family show.
When I'm mentioning, and she's hogging the spotlight, you ain't going in and mush her like they do on the draft day.
Whose spotlight is she hogging? Mine? That's his mother?
No, Izzy's, our sons. You mean to tell me you're not gonna have no input on our son? On who he chooses to be with.
When a child gets to a certain age, that's their life to live. I might say,
I'm glad this is being streamed and on TV.
Ain't nobody gonna pull this up in 10 years.
Is he? Major Cribbs.
No, what I'm saying
you get to have this as footage to show your mother and be like, you said you weren't gonna butt in. because you use it.
I understand a mother being protective of any child, right? Especially when it's a lot of money on the line. But if he didn't have this wealth, would you be as concerned of who he's dating? Don't you want your son to be happy? And then one thing I will say,
it ain't got nothing to do with
when
wealth.
it comes to my own relationship, when the parent is overly overbearing like that, sometimes things aren't going right in their relationship, and or they don't have a relationship of their own to focus on. So I don't know Mama Daniel's. I don't know her relationship status, if she's married, if she's dating, if she's out there mingling.
Shot to me.
No. I'm just saying. I've noticed with my. No, I said within my own marriage, my own relationship, when the parents are occupied, they having a good old time. They're not worried about what their kids are doing. They're not up in their kids' business like that.
Mama Daniels is his agent.
But what about this though? And that's great. You're the agent. But he also has to have a life of his own. And maybe he doesn't mind it. But if you raise your son, which I believe I raised Kamora in Israel to make good decisions. We've been talking about how people's character and their integrity since they were kids. So I would hope that when they get older and they mature and they finally able to, choose their own mate, that they would probably pick something that mom and dad would be okay with, thinking about what we talked about all their life. But I'm thinking when it comes to that viral clip, maybe Juju was just sitting next to him right quick. And then Mama came back to get her seat because she went to the bathroom or to get some eat or something like that. Mama Daniels was
right.
Juju.
She was sitting right on the other side of him. There was an empty seat in between Jayden Daniels and Mama Daniels. And then she came down, Juju, and unencumbered, not tripping, and just sat in between. And they was hitting it off. It seemed like they were having good conversation. It seemed like they were auditioning. Hold on, Maria. Hold on. Mm-hmm. It seemed like they were auditioning for Love and Basketball. Mm-hmm. I mean, that looked like Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan. The remake, the 2.0.
I would hate to be Jayden Daniels' woman, because say he is really dating someone and he's in a relationship somewhere.
Hey, we apologize. But hey, he's a celebrity.
Maybe Mama Daniels was coming to somebody's defense. Like, hold on, wait a minute. The optics don't look good. I know he's with someone or seeing someone. Let me scoot up in here between this because this could look bad. Because
Ryan,
she is his agent.
Your mom comes in between you and somebody that you're potentially trying to talk to,
right?
Would you be like, "Oh, mom," would you say something?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I would be so upset.
How would that go? Because that's your mom, right? You don't want to dishonor her.
I'm not dishonoring her. I get your point, but
go ahead.
I would just tell her, "What are you doing? Get out of the way." And I would hope she knows not to do that. And I know she wouldn't. Thankfully,
you would say it in front of Juju, like say you were Jayden.
Yeah. Okay.
Jayden, excuse me.
No, I just give my mom the look, like,
what you doing?
What are you doing? Like, move.
Like, come on, scoot over.
Like, where you blocking?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say. Can I say that on? My bad.
But that's what I have a post edit for.
Okay.
Right, there you go. But I just, it seems like he understands what his mom is doing. So, there's no problem with that. Maybe it was innocent, and maybe we just need to calm down because it wasn't nothing. Maybe
she went to the restroom, came back. Juju was in her seat, and then she eventually got in between them and sat back down in her seat. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's talk a little Browns when we come back.
All right, don't go anywhere. Browns next. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Josh, you talking to Browns now?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I put a poll out on my Instagram, with my posts, right? And I asked the question, what will the Browns do at number 2? I just wanted to get a pulse from the fan base to see what they expect us to do. And it came back, I was kind of shocked a little bit by it. Mm-hmm. Because for me, I felt it should be, it's the quarterback. That's what the fans would think, at least. 36% said Abdul Carter. 35% was Shedeur Sanders. 19% Cam Ward. And then 11% trade back. So it seems like, even though we talk about taking a quarterback, that's still more for taking a quarterback. Mm-hmm. When I see it now, and Ryan, I only thought about it once I just said it out loud, how 35%, so I would have to add 35% Shedeur and the 19% at quarterback. So that's you got to add that together. And majority of the fan base want us to take a quarterback at number 2. And then, 36%, which is a true number, will want Abdul Carter. And it's so funny because Abdul Carter had that post.
What position is Abdul Carter, please?
He's a DN.
Oh, okay.
So everyone would kind of take it as if, he'll be opposite Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is a generational talent. When we're talking about Abdul Carter, Ryan, do you believe he's another Myles Garrett? I don't see that significant talent. I see someone who stood out in college football, but not necessarily at the NFL level. Do you think he can come in right away and help us at that level?
He could come in and he would definitely make an immediate impact. And that's never been a point that I've debated about. Travis Hunter, the same thing, a skill player, right? Like they would come in and make an immediate impact. To say he's going to be Myles Garrett, I mean, that's a stretch. We never know. But, I mean, nobody really thought Myles Garrett was going to be this good of a Myles Garrett, right? Like a Hall of Famer, going to go down as one of, if not the greatest defensive ends, certainly the best Browns player we've seen since 99, right? Like, I don't think that's a fair expectation to have on him. But is he going to be good? Yes, but it all comes down to you need the quarterback. And obviously, I'm in the camp of drafting Shedeur Sanders. I think Cam Ward will go 1. It's just the impact that the quarterback has on every single facet. You were in this position because you didn't have a quarterback. Go identify your biggest hole. And right now, it's not even close. It's the guy who's under center. You just, quite frankly, don't have one.
Right. And Abdul Carter disagrees with you.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, man. I'm sure he does.
And he disagrees because he's a DN, right? Mm-hmm. His tweet.
What do you say?
Don't let all this quarterback need talk fool you. It's already known who's the best, and no QB is in that discussion. Like I said, the best player goes number 1. So maybe he thinks he's going number 1. Maybe he thinks he's the best player, but he's tired of hearing about the quarterbacks. He like, man, take the best player.
Is he talking about the Browns per se, or he just talking about overall for any team?
He's talking about everybody.
Okay.
Tennessee Titans, they need a
quarterback. If we don't need a DN right now.
The Tennessee Titans need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So when he say the best player going 1 overall, like.
He must think Cam Ward's the best player in the draft because I bet you right now Cam Ward is going to go number 1. I've never bought into the smoke that the Titans, they bring in new GM Mike Bergonzi. He tells he's going to take the best player available regardless. No, you're not, dude. You're going to take Cam Ward. I would be shocked if they didn't. The only thing is if they trade back, Giants trade up to 1, although they did just sign Jameis Winston, so I don't know if that'll happen. But no, I think it'll be Cam 1, and I think it'll be Shedeur 2. At least I hope that's how it falls.
I had time to ponder, right? And
you were pondering?
Pondering.
Good word.
I'll be thinking. Josh be pondering.
Maybe I should. I'm not going to use the word pondering.
No, I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
But we had our conversation with Eric Metcalf last week. And you were talking, Ryan. I was thinking when he was talking about trading back, getting Abdul Carter, then trading back and still getting a quarterback. Just not as a number 2, but one of the guys that's not highly touted. Still somebody going to be there at 33 maybe. Or trade back up with that 33 pick and get another quarterback who was maybe not a Cam Ward or a Shedeur, but someone else, right? And I was thinking, because Abdul Carter, everyone says get him, but we have Myles Garrett.
Right.
And we haven't won a Super Bowl. We had Joe Thomas, and we hadn't won a Super Bowl. We hadn't even made a playoff with Joe Thomas. These are not the guys who will significantly change the game to the point where it matters in the win column. These are supporting cast members. And until my thought process evolves past the fact that, you can have a Myles Garrett or lineman that can be that good that you win the Super Bowl on the strength of them or make it there on the strength of them alone, we have to get a quarterback.
I think I recall you saying that the quarterback doesn't even have to be like that. Not like that, excuse me. They don't even have to be a stellar quarterback.
I'm glad you said
that. I know. Well,
they don't. And I have to say this, preface it.
Yeah.
And Ryan probably knows where I'm going to. I have to preface it. Nothing against Trent Dilfer. But the catalyst for that win was Ray Lewis and company. It wasn't just Ray Lewis. So I would kin Ray Lewis to Myles Garrett. Would that be an accurate? You got the greatest linebacker arguably of all time, right? And you got one of the greatest DNs arguably of all time in the making, right? Still playing.
Right.
But the one thing that Ray Lewis had, he had Hall of Fame guys around him.
Right.
He had Ed Reed in the background. He had like talent all around him throughout his whole career. Mm-hmm. He didn't have, and then he had Trent Dilfer. Not a big time quarterback, this and that. Super Bowl quarterback.
Right.
I liken Trent Dilfer to a Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman had Michael Irvin. Dion had a plethora of talent. Emmitt Smith. He could hand the ball off. They winning the game.
That could come through.
All he had to do was not lose the game. I mean,
but then when it comes,
you need a quarterback.
So now that you said that, I'm just looking back at the quarterbacks that we have had. Even though they made it to the NFL level, they have to be great.
The supporting cast.
The supporting cast matters.
It matters so much so.
If you can, we got all this talent out here on this Browns field, and you can't get the job done with all this talent out here. It's like you.
Let me tell you
the
this.
problem. So
let me tell you this. If Nick Chubb was healthy last year, and we had an offensive line, I think we'd have went all the way. Mm-hmm. And I only say that because when Flacco was in trouble, we literally got there on the strength of his arm. Like, that's why we called it Flacco fever. I mean, it was either him or nothing. It was either he was going to get us there or nothing.
Right.
Our defense was good, right? They was keeping us in games. But Flacco did so bad because when he wasn't on fire, we just didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't have the run game. We didn't have defensive stoppages. We didn't have anything. So when he was throwing pick out the pick, it wasn't no alleviation of that. It wasn't no, you know what, we're just going to run the heck out of them and pound the ball. We couldn't do none of that. Mm-hmm. So it just shows you the difference in talent level. Again, I liken the situation to, Peyton Manning leaving the Cincinnati Colts. I said Cincinnati Colts. The Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
And then them being the worst team in the NFL when he left and getting Andrew Luck. The quarterback is the most important piece. And with that, we'll take another commercial break.
Be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Josh, you're right. The QB.
Is this the most important piece?
Why can't we find one?
It's I've evolved
so
over
many
this
out there.
all season, Ryan. I've really evolved because I really, I'm not sure if I'll be okay with if that pick, because I don't know the plan. We don't know the plan. I'm not sure I'll be okay if they take Abdul Carter.
Listen, let me put it this way. Like, I don't think anybody can argue the biggest reason that the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm just going most recently, won the Super Bowl is because you got a generational talent in Saquon Barkley, who had one of the best offensive seasons we've ever seen from a running back, right? They still don't win that Super Bowl if you take out Jalen Hurts and put in, let's say, Russell Wilson. Like, you can have the debate of Jalen Hurts is a top 5, a top 10. You insert number, whatever you feel comfortable there. But Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. We talk about elite, maybe not. I understand that. Elite's what, top 3, top 5. But the matter of fact is, Jalen Hurts made Saquon Barkley's life easier. Right. Saquon Barkley made Jalen Hurts' life easier.
Absolutely.
Having a top 5 offensive line certainly didn't hurt. But my point being is there's not many quarterbacks that you could just instantly take out Jalen Hurts and replace with, and they still go and win that Super Bowl because Saquon Barkley is better than Jalen Hurts when you look at their player profiles, right? It just so happens that Jalen Hurts is playing the most important position in probably all of sports, right? Nothing is more important than a quarterback in football. And until you get that right, we've seen it before. You drafted Myles Garrett, a generational talent. You got guys like Njoku, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, but it just wasn't enough because you didn't have that guy under center to truly make your team elite. He doesn't have to be elite himself, but Jalen Hurts makes that team elite because he was good enough.
Because he brings the pieces together. Mm-hmm. And we need that guy. Maybe that guy is
Shador.
A Shador.
We got time today. Hey. He ain't hard to find.
Or maybe the organization, the GM and everybody thinks that guy to bring stuff together is a 32nd, 33rd pick.
It's possible.
I mean, if it's possible, you got to put pieces around him. He has to have a running back. He has to have a defense. He has to have an offensive line, and he needs somebody else to throw it to.
So if Shador were to come here,
he needs somebody to throw it to.
That's what I'm saying. I act like I know the guy. I'm so protective over him because I want him to be set up for success. And if it's not going to be with the Browns, I want him to go somewhere where he can be successful.
You know why, Ryan? Because I feel like if he was to go somewhere else, he would have some type of success.
Yeah.
And if he came here, it's as if he doesn't take us to the playoffs. It's a loss. like he'll basically wash out as a bad quarterback. And we would have done that to him.
Yeah,
he would join the list of jerseys. Did Baker join that list of jerseys?
You get what we're saying, Ryan? You get what we're saying, though? Like, I feel like if he comes here and we don't have the pieces for him, it could sabotage his career. It could tarnish his image, you know?
I mean, yeah, but you could say that about literally any team anywhere. Like, who's to say Jayden Daniels doesn't have a bad year if he got drafted by the Bears #1 overall? Like, I understand a lot of it is systemic, and you have to have the right pieces. Players are better in certain systems, and that's why a lot of people say Shedeur would fit very well in a Kevin Stefanski offense. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Shedor's going to be amazing because I don't know. But another part of this is he doesn't have to come here and be immediately successful. People want immediate transitions because you see guys like Jayden Daniels and CJ Stroud do that with organizations that haven't succeeded in the recent past, like the Browns. But it's not going to be this instant turnaround.
What do we measure success here from Shedeur? Because this staff,
knowing he's a rookie,
needs him to have some type of success.
No, you're exactly right because you can only get so far on the promise, right? That's why Baker got driven out of town was because they didn't think he was good enough. I mean, you give Shedeur a 5-year sample here, 4 years like you did Baker. I mean, I would assume the results would hopefully be better than they were with Baker.
2 to 3.
So will the fans have more patience with?
No fans gonna have patience.
No, I'm saying with Shedeur opposed to, you said coming somewhere having immediate success. Did we expect Watson to come here and have immediate success because of his history with the Texans?
Yes.
He's also not a rookie.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, right. See, okay, so we can get so that makes me feel a little bit better that we might be easier on him and not scrutinize him as much because he is a rookie.
I don't put it past, I know
he will be a rookie.
Last week, everybody gave backlash to Mary Kay Cabot. She received a lot of backlash, even when I reposted her article, her interview, and then we commented on it. Even me, you, and Eric. She received backlash because she was saying taking 2 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's not far-fetched if that second quarterback taken is further in the draft. And I only say that because now when I think about it, if you got this guy who has to play well, if we don't get another veteran, who's going to compete with Pickett? You mean Pickett is next up?
I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't gotten figured out yet, and I'm assuming a lot to do with Aaron Rodgers when he gets to Pittsburgh.
Somebody,
but you'll get, like, if you don't get Russell Wilson, if the money's too high he wants, you'll get somebody like Carson Wentz. I mean, I doubt Joe Flacco. Right, no. I mean, they're not the answer either, but you will get a veteran.
I always picked the defense that Wentz was playing against in fantasy.
Fantasy?
I swear I did not always.
I'm going opposite of where you going,
bro.
Like
a wide receiver, and it was because of the picks. He kind of suffered the same thing that Winston did. And shout out to Jameis Winston. He got picked 2 year, $8 million to the New York Giants.
Congratulations.
Hopefully he can do better with them. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping that he can have success with them.
I know you are.
Yeah. Yeah, and great talent, great guy. But as we look at this team, if they don't get another quarterback, a veteran, they may have to draft late. They may have to draft a 2nd, 3rd round quarterback to go with Shedeur. Somebody has to compete to have either you get a veteran with Kenny Pickett, or goddaggone Kenny Pickett might be starting until Shedeur, shows that he can take over, or whoever that first draft pick is, the quarterback is. I understand we might get can a Carson Wentz start before Shedeur? Like what? So Kenny Pickett's gonna be our starting quarterback, and there's nothing against him. I'm just. On paper, that doesn't look good. That's not advertising. Now, if these guys win, I'm shutting up. I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a win, right?
Right.
If they win, we're going to shut up.
We can hope, man.
That shuts us up. Yeah. But on paper, look good on paper. Come on, man. Talk dirty to us or something before the season. Give us some hope to me, or something. I just don't go into the season without 3 quarterbacks that's valuable on that roster.
Right.
And honestly, 2 should be veterans with the rookie coming in. But if we can't get a good rookie, not Carson Wentz, unfortunately, please no. But if we can't get 2 good veterans, we gotta pull a Mary Kay. Mm-hmm. And get 2 quarterbacks. Maybe not two back to back. Not 2 back to back.
Right.
But maybe 1 and then another, in the 3rd or 4th. But we'll see. With that, we'll take another commercial break.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the return. Now, Josh, we still talking football, right?
Just a little bit. Free agency, the rumors are the Browns are trying hard to get Brandon Ayuk. It seems like we're trying to get that 1A, 1B type receiver to go to pair with Judy. Do you think that would be a good matchup, Ryan, if we get Brandon Ayuk, or we're able to get him, or another guy, Stephon Diggs? What do you think about those two guys?
Stephon Diggs would be interesting because the price would be a lot lower, obviously, than it would to get Ayuk. Like, Ayuk is still going to be in his prime. The thing is, though, I mean, I don't love his attitude. I'll be completely honest with you. Him and Deebo
Diggs
both. We've seen Ayuk.
Okay.
Ayuk. I mean, Stephon has his own questions, but I don't question him as much as I do Brandon Ayuk. I mean, it just depends what the price would be, right? I mean, ideally, you don't want Jerry Jeudy to be your number one, but for the money you paid him, I mean, it would be a good option. But, yeah, you'd like to get another pass catcher in here. Hope Cedric Tillman takes that next step. Because you mentioned, if you bring in Shador, whoever it is, they got to have guys to throw with. But as the team as a whole, I'm not that concerned about the wide receiver position nearly as I am about other groups.
Other groups like the offensive line?
Running back.
Running back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of them out there that we could possibly get. It's just when we'll have the opportunity to get them. So we'll see as this free agency, trade market heats up, and on into the draft and after the draft. Mm-hmm. All right, Maria, you got it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys: have you heard about those Van Cleef bracelets? Have you seen these bracelets? Ryan, you got the photo right here.
Van Cleef?
You've seen them. They're the ones that look like the Lucky Charms bracelets.
Oh, the clover thing.
So you see them. You're familiar with them.
Definitely.
Okay. These bracelets run $6,000, a little over $6,000, right?
Man.
Would you expect if you purchase one for it to tarnish? If you're paying $6,000 for a bracelet, you're assuming it's real, right?
$6,000 back.
Okay, there's a video of a woman named Monica.
For $6,000 unless somebody paid me to wear it. So.
And everybody, have you seen them before, Brian?
No, I haven't.
You've never seen them before?
No.
When I tell you, you're gonna notice
Maria,
them now.
I only seen them because you pointed it out to me a few while.
Now when you start seeing photos of celebrities, athletes, and all them, they all have them. But now so the lady named Monica.
Newest thing?
Nah, it's been maybe like 2-3 years though.
Okay.
But there's a video of a lady named Monica that went viral. She posted hers is tarnishing. Ryan, you got the video? We'll play a little bit of it.
Is it real?
We'll come back and talk about. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Purchase anything from Van Cleef. So I purchased this 5 motif bracelet, and within 2 months, it started rusting and tarnishing to this right here. Mind you, this is an 18 karat yellow gold. It should not be tarnishing. So they cleaned it 2 times with the ultrasonic jewelry cleaner in store, and then they shipped it off to New York City to get it professionally polished.
Okay, so I want to talk about, so she said she took it back. They said, we'll repair it. They cleaned it. They sent it out to get cleaned, and then comes back, it's still tarnished. And the lady, she claims the lady gaslit her, the jeweler gaslit her, saying that, no, I don't see anything, but you can clearly see that it's still tarnished, right?
Right.
So then a jewelry expert who is subcontracted by some of the top brands in the world chimed in. Ryan, you got that video?
I couldn't say what I think this is. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm John Paul. I've done fine jewelry manufacturing for well over 15 years for brands that you probably know, like David Yurman. I've done contract work for Tiffany & Co. I know producing fine jewelry, and this is plating. This is the peeling effect that you get from a poor job of plating gold onto a substrate.
And so what he's saying by plating is it's not real. This is plated gold. Okay, so it's not the real thing.
They poured gold over metal.
And the lady said she went to a Van Cleef actual physical store. And I want to show y'all now. Ryan, I got another photo. This is a thing called DH Gate, right?
DH Gate.
I purchased some of those. Look, we got one more photo. For $10, I purchased some of the Van Cleef bracelets on DH Gate. So, Josh, you've never seen me wear this bracelet before?
No.
It was $10. When I tell you I have a girlfriend who has the real deal, they look the exact same. So what some of the comments are saying, get a lawyer ASAP. You might be onto something exposing Van Cleef. History will be made because these bracelets are expensive. They're very popular.
That's
they said
crazy.
Maybe this is why the manager was gaslighting you. Maybe she's got a side hustle going. So maybe they swapping out,
Fake
real
ones
bracelets.
for real ones.
Right. Could you imagine paying for something like that and finding out that it's plating? But then you're I think the issue is Van Cleef could have done the right thing and tried to really remedy the situation. Now she's going viral.
They could have checked her receipts and everything, and because that's their brand.
She went back to the same jeweler to
if
get it.
We're talking about it, other people are talking about it. And if I ever was going to get a Van Cleef or get Maria one,
I don't want
I'm
one
not now.
I don't want one now.
Because it might tarnish. It might be fake. I ain't going to pay that much.
Yeah, and especially when you go DH Gate and get one for $10 and it looks the same.
You remember when you got that,
what?
That,
Here we go.
That, what's that? The Rolex? When we were out the country?
Yeah.
I was mad as I don't know what at you. You know that? Because I felt like that wasn't going to be a legit. No, I'm just saying. I was like, but if it was anything else, if you had paid that much money for something that I've never heard of, I would have been probably standing there. I'm like, nah, she got drugs or something in her luggage. Don't let her come back with that.
What?
I would have been so upset. So I was kind of like, oh, you don't need that. I was kind of like against that purchase. But if it was a Van Cleef, like I would have been upset. You know what I'm saying?
But could you imagine going to the physical? You're going to, like, say you're getting a Rolex. You're going to the Rolex store. You go, you take it home. It starts tarnishing. You go back to the store, and the lady's trying to gaslight you, saying, "Oh, I mean, it isn't like it's tarnished to me. You can clearly see in the photos it looked tarnished. So you send it out to get cleaned. It comes back, it's still tarnished, and they didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to remedy the situation.
Crazy because
they didn't want to repair.
Even the Breitling, the Breitling watches I used to wear, all of them, they got serial numbers. Even the Rolexes, they got serial numbers.
Yeah, I don't think those bracelets do.
But that's what I'm saying. You spend that money, that's a lot of money to spend for something, and then it's looking like. I think
if they would have done the right thing,
the gumball machine.
Right.
Come on,
if
man.
they would have done the right thing and took care of the situation right away, I don't think now we wouldn't be having this video go viral and everybody's questioning whether they really want a Van Cleef or not. We got to go to a break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now, Josh, I gave you some yellow dragon fruit yesterday. How your tummy feeling?
My tummy feels good.
Remember a few weeks ago you said
That's an odd question.
No, because welcome back to the show. No, because remember a few weeks ago you said I tried to when I gave you that cayenne pepper stuff, you had to go to the Speedway bathroom.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a video this guy posted talking about when you have to use the bathroom back when you were like in school back in the day.
Right.
Look at this. This happened to you. Look at this.
Bro, I've been told you to stop talking to her. She messed with the whole entire basketball team and the soccer team. That man just want to be in love so bad. Man, y'all don't know her like I know her. She ain't that bad of a person. Come on now. I mean, whatever. Bro, what the hell was that? I know damn well ain't nobody in here taking her. Oh my God.
I thought I was the only one guilty in that. You had to put those feet right up. Like, I'm not
here. You did that? You put your feet up?
Yes, I've done that before.
Did you ever have to put your feet up?
I've definitely done that multiple times. Multiple times. You don't want to let people know you're in there.
And what is it?
So listen, I was always a stickler about using the bathroom, and then people coming in and doing that. That's the most embarrassing moment for me, right? So I used to always scope out the bathrooms that were least likely to be used. And this was like in shop class, because there wasn't a lot of classes there. Our typing class, they only had like classes in the evening.
Yeah.
So I would go where there was only one bathroom, just a door in the bathroom, and be at peace. Man, I'd be in the bathroom like 20 minutes or so. So that's a trick for y'all. You got to go to a bathroom that's not a lot of people go to, and then be in peace.
But now that we're older, do we care?
I don't care.
It's crazy how self-conscious we are as young adults.
I still care.
So you be in the bathroom still putting your feet up? You in the nightclub.
At the airport, everybody be in the bathroom. You be struggling for a bathroom. So you right.
Hey, you used to hold it all day though. You did not want to go to the bathroom at school. That was crazy. I just had a little something to make us laugh.
That's funny.
Did you see this KFC commercial?
I did.
I showed it to you, right? They got a
crazy
KFC commercial that's apparently it's going around in the UK somewhere where they're saying that they're giving like subliminal messages that we should not be eating their chicken.
They missed the mark with that commercial. It doesn't make
it was
me
like
want to eat KFC.
Sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's just not. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't get the message.
I'll let you guys. I feel you in a little bit. They were dipping humans into gravy. But I think what they were trying to show was how they zoomed in on the chicken's eye at first. Like, okay, what if
they the ones in charge now?
Yes. Like how would you want to be dipped in gravy and eaten? And so everybody.
So was it a chicken revenge thing? And then you supposed to get your revenge at KFC?
It sounds like a commercial like PETA would put out.
Yeah, right. Trying to deter you from.
KFC would put out to promote themselves.
Yes.
Like, don't eat here.
You're right.
Because this may happen.
Yeah, this is
they
how
might rise up one day. And think about all the brothers and sisters
I think KFC was trying to be a little sci-fi with it, and they missed the mark all the way. Now, this rumor's going around that Chipotle are going out of business or they're filing bankruptcy. It's a rumor. The company came back and said it's false. They're not going anywhere, and I'm so glad because I love that honey chicken they got right now, Josh.
We just had that.
We just had it yesterday. Wouldn't you be sad if Chipotle went out of business?
Sad.
Who started the bankruptcy rumor with Chipotle?
I'm sure if one goes out, another one comes in. So sad.
Don't take my
subjective.
Chipotle away. I want that and my guac too, you guys.
Subjective.
Well, we gotta go. The show goes by so fast. We love
Yes.
y'all so much for watching. Make sure you enjoy your week, and we'll see you
Go
next
Cavs.
time. Go Cavs.
Peace.
The Cavs killing it on the return. See y'all.
Bye.